name's Paul Barker. I run the modular company DinSync. We've been running for about 5 years from south of Sweden at a town called Morup, which is kind of 2 hours close to Copenhagen. And we're here today in Berlin at Superbooth 16. And we're going to show you, just to give you a quick talk about some of the stuff that we do in Sweden. One of the things we've done historically, we've made a lot of through-hole modules based on with a 303 theme. I'll just give a quick tweak. One of our most successful ones was the VCF 303. Now, this was all built by hand in Sweden, and I personally by myself, and I no longer do these because I couldn't keep up with the production rates. So I've now moved into SMD fabrication for the current models, but people still want the old classic 303 modules. So we're now releasing them with Thonk in the UK. They'll be coming up as kits in the future. We've also got here in the box, we've got the Drum Doctor, which is an all-in-one drum machine. We released that last year, had some good press. But new for 2016, we have the Wildcard system. And we've got this patched up a little bit here. The Wildcard itself is a host system, and it runs these so-called DS cores. Now these are the Wildcards. The front panel, every time you buy a new module, you have to buy a new panel, new set of controls. It gets quite expensive. But this is aimed at the budget-conscious enthusiast who can basically can't really afford a new module every year. Maybe something like this. He can buy the base system very cheaply, and he can buy a new brain for the module. Instead of rebuying the controls every time, you just buy a new card. Now these cards, we can have an analog memory. Here we've got a modulator. We've got a Moog style filter on this one. And we've got dual mixers here. And the idea of this is that instead of buying everything all over and over again, you buy a couple of wild cards, you can change the card, you want a new filter, you have a gig tonight, I need an ADSR, you just change the card. No more modular Tetris, everyone can find HP in their case, you just swap the card and you have a new module. Right now we're just at the prototyping stage for Superbooth, but we have the plans for the base system. We'll probably release with the mixer and the modulator. The modulator is a 2-channel free-running LFO. The first channel has a control for speed and sweep, or it's a triangle core, sweep it from ramp to saw, and a square wave with variable pulse. And the second channel has 4 ranges, so you have slower than the blue channel, same speed, sub-audio and audio range. It's quite useful because a lot of people like to use audio range modulations for kind of booklet-esque bongo sounds, and we can do that with these. We've got a filter. It's pretty much the kind of system we're able to prototype very quickly. So we have a good idea, we can test it in a couple of days now, and if it works, then we can release it probably 6 weeks. But the base price is really unknown because we haven't done the full prototyping and testing, but we're aiming for around $200 with 2 cards. Additional cards, we're hoping $50 to $70. It really depends on the complexity, how many components are on there, what is it doing, how much do the components cost. But it's really aimed at budget conscious. It's got a nice bolted large control, because when we made the Sara VCF, the feedback we were getting was, we love these big knobs. So we've done a small module with that, because it gives you a little bit of a vintage feel, and especially with Eurorack, where everything's always cramped. It's nice to have especially if you've got a filter, it's like crank it up. Okay, for the DIY kits, they're not available just yet. We're announcing it today at Superbooth, but they'll be in the coming weeks. We're going to organise that and work out the logistics. So that very soon at Thonk for the classic VCF 303, OS 303 Mark II, and the ModSeek, which those VCF 303 and the ModSeek have been our best-selling modules to date. People still want them. For the assembled modules, if you're in continental USA, Analog Haven on the West Coast, East Coast, Control in Brooklyn. In Europe, we have Rubber Dub in Scotland. We have Schneidersladen, of course, in Germany, Modular Square, in France, Escape from Noise in Sweden, Post Modular in London. And there's actually quite a few others. Which we've got our own network we've built up over the years. We pretty much have coverage everywhere right now. And if we don't, you can buy it direct anyway. So.